Hi guys, I'm Luami. I'm going to take you through a vocal lesson today. We're going to do a warm-up that's going to tire you out physically a little bit, and it's going to warm up your voice. And then I'm going to give you a challenge to do one of 3 songs and record a video. But even if you don't accept the challenge, you'll get a bit of knowledge on each song and how to work on each one, so you can just work on it at home as a practice. One of them will be on improvisation, one of them on control, and one of them on rhythm. So we'll start with a warm-up. First, I'd like you to stretch your body. So we're just going to do a massive stretch, the biggest one you've done all day. And a stretch to the side. And now to the other side. A big one down to your toes. Floppy, 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 like a puppet. Have a little sway around there. And then roll up really, really slowly. A few shoulder rolls. Oh, feels good. Okay, then we're going to do a massive shake. Everything, even your mouth. Do a bit of Daffy Duck. That's my favourite. Cool, so now we're going to do a bit of a massage on our cheeks, on our face, mainly around here. Just to get those. You're going to look a bit silly, like me. But it's fine, we look silly together. Now we're going to pretend that we have a massive piece of toffee in our mouths. And we're trying to chew it, but it's so big. You can't quite get it in your mouth, but you're doing the best you can. That was yummy. Don't know about you. Now we're going to do some breathing. So, if you've had lessons with me before, you'll know about this breathing, but I'll just quickly explain it for those of you who haven't. If you've never had a singing lesson before, I would advise that you lie on the floor with a book on your stomach. So I want you to lie on the floor. Let's just all do this. And this is what I want to happen. Hopefully you can see me. Okay, so when you're breathing in, you want the book to go up. And when you're breathing out, you want the book to go down. So you're going like this. Filling up your belly like a balloon. And then breathing out. And the book's going down. Okay? So I want you to be doing this on the floor. I'm going to stand up. Those of you who have done this before, you can stand up. It's just, the lying down thing is just to get an idea of your tummy going up while you're breathing in and going down while you're breathing out, which is the opposite to how we usually breathe unless you do yoga or meditation. Sometimes that's the same sort of breathing, yogic breathing. So we're going to breathe in for 4 and we're going to go out on a shh. I don't want a Don't savour your breath. It's not about how long you can do your note or your sh for. I want a shh, like you're in a library, you're telling someone to shush and you're really annoyed that they are being loud. So you're like, shh, okay? So breathing in and your stomach goes out. So you're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and then shh, 2, 3, 4. That's what I want to happen. I'm just going to count you now. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and then shh, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go to breathing out for 6, but we're still going to breathe in for 4. So just have your hand on your tummy, even if you're standing up. And if you're laying down, then you've got the book on your tummy. Just make sure that is happening. So breathing is the number one thing in singing. It can cause a lot of problems if it's not correct. So just make sure you've got it right before you do any of these songs, any of these warm-ups. Everything comes back to the breathing. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to go to 8. Out. Still breathing in for 4. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4. And then shh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. Well done. We're going to do a vocal fry, which sounds quite funny, but it's good to get any mucus that you've got if you've just woken up. So it goes like this. So it's basically the lowest note that you can do, and then you get a croak, you go a bit lower. So your voice box goes a bit lower. So you're going... And I just want you to have a conversation with anyone in the room, whether it be your dog, your cat, your sofa, your mum, your dad, your guardian, whatever, and tell them what you had for breakfast in vocal fry, please. So this is what I had for breakfast. I had peanut butter on toast and a coffee. Hearty breakfast. We're now going to do a warm-up. It's called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's what you're going to sing. It goes like this. I sing it and then you repeat back to me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna leave you to it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're breathing properly for each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Especially on the high notes. Use the power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Well done. Oh, we're not gonna do it again. Cool. Now let's just do a quick siren. This is unfortunately not a nino. It's going from your lowest part of your range, so vocal fry like we did, and up to the top part of your range, trying to hit every note in your range on the way, but just doing a slide. So like this. You go. Okay, now we'll do one from high to low. Now you go. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna do let's do some lip trills. So lip trills, kind of like blowing raspberry. This won't work. Very funny if you put it in slow motion, by the way. You can also send in those videos, because that would be hilarious. When you just put it in slow-mo. Anyway. something to kill the time. It won't work unless you're supporting properly. So you need this to keep the constant airflow going. So if you're doing it and you go, it's because you're not breathing properly. So make sure you're taking a full breath into your belly. You want to fill up your belly first and then this bit. And you want to avoid, I didn't say this before, but you always want to avoid doing this. I want no shoulders lifting. If you're lifting your shoulders, you are not a relaxed body and your voice comes from your body. If you imagine your body's your instrument. So if you imagine a guitar that's got a hole in the wrong place, it's not going to sound the same. If we are tense, then it's not going to sound right. We're not getting the best out of our bodies. So our posture needs to be feet hip width apart. We need to be straight like a soldier, but not too straight. We need to be floppy like a puppet in feel and look straight like a soldier. So shoulders back, relaxed, none of this. And no breathing into here. It's going to be filling up from here first, then breathing into here. When you're breathing out, you're emptying this first and then this. Okay, so we'll just do a few lip trills. Let's not do them on a note. We'll just go big breath in. So another one. If you're finding it hard to keep it going, you can also do this. Pushing your lips together a little bit, not like this, but just like this. Okay? So that's one to practice at home. Okay, what we're going to do now, quickly, is something to tire you out a little bit. Because I'm sure you're just at home all day and maybe you're not getting enough exercise. Who knows? So we're going to sing Happy Birthday. This is a stamina fun thing. We're going to sing Happy Birthday, but we're going to do it while running around the room. And you have to try. I'm not guaranteeing that I can do this either. I got taught this. So you're going to run around the room singing Happy Birthday. We're going to do it together. And you're trying to keep a consistent voice going and trying not to do Happy Birthday to you. Yeah? I just realised actually, we're going to run around the room first. Then we're going to sing Happy Birthday. Let's just run first, okay? So if you don't have enough room, you can run on the spot. 1, 2, 3, go. Keep going. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Breathe. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear you guys. Happy birthday to you. Are you hot? I'm so hot. Oh, that was quite good though. If you did that, well done. If you sat down on the sofa, no good. Okay, so the first song that I've picked to work on improvisation is Shallow by Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper from A Star Is Born. What improvisation is, if you don't know, is basically your interpretation of the top line. The top line is just the bit that the singers sing. So what I want you to do, and what I'm going to do as an example in a minute, is play around with the rhythm and the melody, and or the melody. You know, you can play around with one or the other. You can add things, you can take away things. You always will need to stay in key, otherwise it will sound bad. But just playing around with the notes that fit in the same key and the rhythm a little bit. So I'm going to sing you like a couple of lines as normal, and then I'll repeat that but in an improvised way. So this is how it usually is. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? Okay, so that's as usual. This next bit will be improvised. Again, this is just my interpretation, so don't copy me. Just use what I'm doing as an example to how you can change it. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? Okay, so you don't have, it's totally up to you what you do. So for this song, if you're going to pick this one, this is number 1. It's all about improvisation. I would say up until the chorus. So improvise on the verses, not the chorus, and not the kind of like massive bit like I'm in the deep end, watches I dive in. I mean, you could if you want to stretch yourself, go for it. But if you're just like trying it out or whatever, there's more space in the verses to improvise with, which is why I picked this song. So those would be your places to primarily improvise if you're going to do a video, if you're going to practice. Yeah, totally up to you. I'll leave that one for you. Okay, the second one is potentially the hardest out of all, but this will be a true test if you want to stretch yourself. So this is about control. So if you don't feel like you have the breath thing down yet, don't pick this one because it will damage your voice if you're not breathing properly. To sing high and you will naturally push from your throat if you're not breathing properly and pushing from here. So I'm standing a bit further back because I want you to see my tummy because this is about control and breathing. So I've picked Let It Go from Frozen. So the main things to remember in this are the breath, not lifting your head with the high notes and pushing your head down with the low notes. That's important. So you don't want to be like, let it go, let it go, because it squashes your voice box here, rather than let it go, let it go. Can you hear that that's more controlled? Another thing that you want to remember is to open your throat. So you want your tongue to be down, you're going, ah, look how much space there is in my throat, ah. Yeah? So you want open vowels, so let it go, not let it go, because then it will sing it in your nose. So you want the open sound. So let it go, almost like opera-y, but not really. It's not opera. Cool. So I'm gonna sing, and the last thing, dynamics. So would be something to practice in this song. So what I'm going to do now is sing the first chorus and then the second chorus. So the difference is that the first one is quite relaxed and you need to be in your head voice. So your head voice is the voice after your chest voice. So this is your chest voice, ah, and your head voice, ah. So same note, different range. So you want to flip, because I don't think anyone can sit you. When you're doing the second chorus, you'll be in a mixed, potentially. Anyway, I'll show you. So the first one will be in your head voice. It's a bit more relaxed. It's quieter. But you need to engage your tummy in order to get the control. Otherwise, you'll lose you'll lose the dynamic. Okay. Kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. Appropriate lyrics for now. The wind is howling like the swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I've tried. Super open throat there. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam that door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Okay, so I hope that you can hear that wasn't like a let it go, let it go. I wasn't, shouting it. I was controlling it. It was still high, but it was in the head voice. And the way that I was able to keep it up there, but without being really loud and screaming, was through the breath. So let it go, let it go. It can be that chilled out, Okay, and then you're gonna have a build up in the song of dynamics, a crescendo. And you're gonna need more power, so you're gonna need more breath. If you feel like you're shouting at any point, I want you to switch songs because it's gonna hurt your voice. If you're shouting, you're straining from here. So you're not ready to sing this song yet, and that's totally fine. Just pick one of the other two and we'll work on it later. Let it go, let it go. I'm one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, and here I stay. Let the storm rage on. Okay, so more power. More power and more breath needed for the second one. Okay, so that's the second option. Okay, so the third song, the last one, is based on rhythm. It's like a slow rap, or a soft rap, anyway. It's Ed Sheeran Drunk, and the main things to focus on are phrasing. So this is unlike the first one, the improvisation one, where you're messing around with the phrasing, the rhythm, the melody, etc. On this one, you want to focus on doing exactly what Ed Sheeran is doing, and getting the phrasing exactly right. So it's very rhythmical. It's also about where you breathe. So I would highly advise printing out a set of lyrics for this song. Maybe type it out or something, or copy and paste it onto a Word document so you don't waste paper with all the ads. Or you can write it out if you don't have a printer. That's what I do. And just marking with a tick where you think you have enough space to breathe and where you need to breathe. So try it out before you do it, kind of, do a line. And if you feel like you need to take a breath, then you can put it somewhere near there where you don't think it will mess up the rhythm. So do that. And if you look back at it and there's too many breaths, you find yourself kind of breathing too much, or, it should be from here, then you can take some out. But what we want to do is put the breaths in places where it doesn't mess around with the rhythm. And you only breathe in these places with the tick. So that's what I'd advise doing for this one. I would also advise doing it like a couple of times with the lyrics and with him singing, just so that you know that you've got exactly what he's doing before you go on to a karaoke. So I'm going to do it with him singing now. I'm just going to do the bit that I think is the hardest bit.
Love will scar your makeup, lipsticks to me, so now I made it right there. I'm sat here, wishing I was sober. No, I'll never hold you like I used to.
1, 2, 3. But a house gets cold when you cut the heating. Without you to hold, I'll be freezing. Can't rely on my heart to beat it, cause you take part of it every evening. Take words out of my mouth just from breathing, with latest phrases like when you're leaving me.
Should I?
Okay, so as a human, I screwed up the replace with phrases like when you're leaving me. So that's quite hard to say. So let's just do that a couple of times. Replace with phrases. Replace with phrases. Replace with phrases. You end up spitting everywhere. It might turn into replace with phrases. You don't have to necessarily do the replace with phrases. That gets a bit confusing. But the other thing that to mention and keep an eye on for this, I find is very fun and helps me a lot when I'm rapping to speak with lots of diction, really opening my mouth. You might look a bit like a silly person, like me, but it will benefit you when you're doing really fast things. It will stop you from going, replace the phrases like when you're leaving me, which no one can understand. So the most important thing with rap is that you need to enunciate. So replace with phrases like when you're leaving me. See, that was better. Because, so if you're finding something difficult to do in the fast timing, slow it down. So replace with phrases like when you're leaving me. Replace with phrases like when you're leaving me. And then replace with phrases like when you're leaving me. And then fasten it up. And that's it. So good luck, and good luck with your videos, and I hope to see some next week. Lots of love. Have a nice week. Happy Saturday.